love how weird this cast is, but it works, mainly because this universe is weird too. This episode got us fully introduced to Kijino, or Jiro, a stubborn old geezer that his wife died not that long ago, and pretty much semi because he lost his wife, but also his personality of being a stubborn old man. He usually gets to fight or arguments with his grandson, with Jiro thinking that he is genuinely soft and will never amount to anything. But on one day, the Gujo eagle ring showed up on his small little tree. I don't remember how the Japanese call like the small trees they do, but that thing. And pretty much and he made a contract with the Tegasword, which pretty much what Jiro asked for is to get some of a second chance at life, be one of those party kids, and pretty much he requested eternal youth, which is really odd, but hey, maybe it's just a weird old man that really wants to connect with his grandson. Overall, like, Kinjiro is a very interesting character, with him wanting to be a young person and a party goer, but he can't really change who he is fully. When you're like 80 something years old, yeah, it'll be difficult not to be the way you were for pretty much the past, I don't know, fucking decade and a half, which goes to the point where Kinjiro or Jiro somehow got registered into, if I remember, I think he's supposed to be like high school, but when he got registered to the high school, which we don't know how the fuck he did that. He has did fucking Kinjiro, when Jiro transformed to a young person, he just everything around him just transformed. Does he have an idea of a young person? How the fuck those wishes work? Genuinely interesting. But he came into the new high school that he joins, again somehow registers to, and he found out that his grandson is actually learning in that same high school. And pretty much when they both walked home, they kind of get into an argument after the grandson pretty much told him that, hey, I don't really miss my granddad, and pretty much Kinjiro goes to a full old man tyrant. He's like, oh, you young people, you should have a dream, you should care about your family. It's so interesting that which was really good, because again, 80 years old, can't fucking change your personality. He never really requested a change of personality, he just wanted eternal youth. And pretty much when the grandson ran away, Jiro tried to quote unquote break the contract, which it seems with this episode that you can't really say, oh, our contract is up, fuck your ring. It seems that the only way that you can actually break the contract with the Tegasword is by actually losing in the contract battle, in the ring universe battle. But having the semi goofy old man character just in the body of a young person is genuinely interesting, maybe because they can do the weird shit, but the actor would look young and kind of would look and would sound absurd. The way even how Kinjiro talks, it sounds like a young person trying to imitate an old person, but it's an old person trying to imitate a young person. There is something really interesting about it. But also, Kinjiro, as a character works because he does want to repent, and he does want to actually become a better person, and he wants to quote unquote soften up, and having Tano kind of be there. And I think Tano weirdly gets a lot of flack. I think a lot of people thought that he would be just this punk asshole that nobody would like, but having Tano really talk to Kinjiro and say to him, hey, you were kind of an old geezer, you should probably apologize to your grandson. And Kinjiro accidentally meets him before the number one partier monster comes in, and having Kinjiro not only save him, but also they kind of talk about what's his dream. He never really tells him what his dream is, but Kinjiro tells his grandson what his dream is, and that is be a party goer. It's saying to him, hey, my dream is weird, but it's like, I this is what I want. You shouldn't, like, your dream and your aspiration shouldn't be laughed at, which was like really cool. And also it shows how much, like, after that we kind of see how much the contract isn't about like the actual ring, and when you toss the ring out it would just say, oh, the contract is negated. No, like the ring comes back to him and he pretty much gets a really cool fight scene and he gets to dance. And in the end of the episode he pretty much go with his grandson to his son slash grandson as his father, and pretty much the grandson tells him, hey, I want to enroll to like art school. And the dad say, okay, I'm not stubborn, I'm not as hard as my dad used to be, I'm not trying to be that. If that's your dream, that's great. And like that was fun. And then you have Kinjiro accidentally dropping an envelope with pretty much saying to a greeting card slash envelope with Jiro telling both of them, hey, everything is fine, I'm okay. And then like Kinjiro hugs them and he just tells them, pretty much like say to them their names, and then he walks off, which you can clearly see the grandson kind of looks at Kinjiro, like, oh, you're my granddad, which was such an interesting moment, like, oh, like the grandson telling his dad, it's like, dude, that's grandpa. Like, okay, maybe we should take psychiatric help for you. But yeah, like Kinjiro as a character is so odd, but I fucking love him. Genuinely, he's this character that can bring this some sort of like a familial slash like dad role to the family, which works. And also like the idea that like a part of his nutrition, he needs to eat specific amount of like protein, and if he doesn't, he actually reverts back into an old man. Hey kids, what? Fucking eat your eggs. There's good nutrition values in that. That was weird, but you know what? I actually kind of like it. I hope that, like, you know, sometimes they would just have like an entire episode just with the old person. That would be funny. At least I think so. I'm not sure if they're going to do it every week, but yeah, like overall, like I really enjoyed what Kinjiro the character of Kinjiro is doing with the entire cast. Right now with Tano, again, the familial aspect for both of them are very important to their characters, specifically because we actually got to see that Tano has a full family. Yes, he actually has like a brother and a dad, which it's kind of funny. He's Gamel Famos. Like, it's so weird because like I saw it for the first time. It's like, is it Gamel? Because like he has a little fin on his chin, if I remember correctly. But no, that's actually Gamel. It's so weird. Like, I don't know. It's so weird. Like, I'm seeing it and then I saw it on X and it's like, oh my god, it is Gamel. What the fuck? That's really cool. So it is interesting, like, okay, what happened? Like, we just saw his mom and his mom was very distraught in this like #1 nomad world in like the first episode, and now we're seeing a full picture of a full family. It's like, what happened to the rest? Is, again, her wish somehow tarnished the family? Did the rest of the family die? We don't know. Are we actually going to get something about it? Probably not. Well, I'm not sure, to be honest. I am not sure if he's the older brother or the younger brother. To be honest, I don't really remember like how young Tano looked like, but that's going to be interesting. I think like a part of Tano's mom's wish was like very much detrimental to maybe the family breaking up. I think so. Like that's kind of my opinion. But yeah, like that's an interesting thing. And then we have kind of like the slight Atami section of the episode with Ichikawa trying to get a prosecutor to pretty much take a look back again at her missing sister case, which seems to be the reason why she was not only chosen to be Gozyuger Unicorn, but also why she was chosen to just be in the contract battle. And pretty much the prosecutor said, I don't know, I'm not sure about this missing case, but I see that ring that you have on your hand, and he transforms into Universe Warrior Ryuso Red, and Ichika pulls her gold like Tega sword, and she tries to transform, and she can't, which it is interesting why she can't. what? Is it like a mental thing and you need to be in the right mental capacity to transform? Or the Tega sword kind of like understand when you're fighting, it's not for the quote-unquote right reasons, and he pretty much blocks you from transforming. Again, it is interesting if it is just for like the gold users of the Tega sword or it's for all users all of the time. But at least Atami came in and he fought him, and we discovered that Atami at least took now 2 other Universe Warriors rings, with this one being the third, because he actually got to use the Time Red / Time Ranger Sentai ring, which is upsetting. Like, I love the Time Ranger suits, those are my favorite Sentai suits, and now knowing that I'm not going to see one, it's going to be sad. And he also defeated fucking Ryuso Red, which it is going to be interesting. Again, it seems that the contract is now done with that prosecutor, so it is going to be kind of interesting to see, okay, what's going to happen after? Like, are other people can somehow bond to that ring? Because in next week's episode, we're going to get Ichikawa, and she's going to transform not only to Unicorn, Gujo Unicorn, but also she's going to have the Ryuso Red ring. Is her partnership with Atami is going to be over because she is going to team up with the other Gozyugers, or she's pretty much sent in as an agent, or she just stole the ring, which could be interesting if like they can kind of steal the rings from each other, and that's going to be like in like the final kind of stretch. Is like maybe they're going to just split the team apart and they're going to semi-fight each other for all of the rings, and the guy with the person with the most rings can actually have his wish come true, which is going to be interesting. Again, it seems that Ichikawa's entire kind of mission is to be the perfect private eye to find her sister, which it is going to be interesting who kidnapped her. Yeah, it'd be funnier to just like take a sword, kidnapped her. So episode 4 of Gozyuger gets an S. Overall, I really enjoyed this episode, and the way Kijino was brought up, I already find him really endearing and fun, and it's going to be kind of an interesting way to kind of subvert the old man Sentai in the group, which could bring something more familiar, specifically with not only Tano, but Ryugi. It seems that like his dad is not very into the spiritual thing of the Tega sword, and like Ichikawa and her missing sister, so he would be such an interesting character to bring in, specifically because of the way he looks and the way he sounds. So it's going to be kind of like something that would be slightly funny, but has some interesting elements to it. I really like the fight scenes that we got. Hey, at least it's not Gujo Wolf all the time getting the super move, Gujo Eagle got one, and the really funny kind of like all 3 members, at least Gujo, Tano, Riku, and Ryugi fighting over who's going to pilot the Tega sword was kind of funny. I am very much interested to see how we're going to get like another Tega sword type of being in the show. I'm interested to see what the hell is going to happen with Atami and Tsutsumi, I remember correctly, aka Taya. I'm interested to see how and why Ichikawa couldn't transform in this episode and what kind of changed it from this one to the next episode. And we had great fight scenes, and it proved a lot of my theories correct. I really enjoyed it. Go fuck yourself. I don't know. So yeah, like I overall really like this episode. It could have gotten an S+ if we wouldn't know that we're probably not getting the Time Raid suit, which is kind of upsetting. It still is my favorite Sentai suits of all time. So yeah, what you thought about episode 4 of Gozyuger? Comment below, let me know. If you enjoyed this episode, please smash that like button. Also, if you haven't helped your subscribe button finally achieve its true goal and its only dream, be the Tega sword for your subscribe button to become a subscribed button. Don't forget, you're the only one that can prevent forest fires. Thank you very much, and have a great rest of your day. Bye bye!